What is up? On a little bit early, and you can see quite disheveled too as I'm looking in here. How's it going? I see a couple people on. Already some questions, so we're like a minute early. I thought it was going to be earlier, but yeah. So let me just try to grab a couple questions while we wait for some more people to jump on. I see Andrew for Everton Newcastle showdown. Do you like Everton onslaught? So I haven't looked at the showdown at all. Normally I do that as like I'm falling asleep. But yeah, I mean Newcastle should just be playing on the counter. Steve Bruce hasn't gotten fired yet, right? I think I predicted that he'd get fired after last game. But yeah, I mean, I think you probably, like, not even looking at salaries, it's like Hymus, it's Richarlison. You can decide on Calvert-Lewin if he's going to score. He doesn't have a floor. Dean, Seamus Coleman was really good. I'm not a Ben Godfrey fan. He's just not a real fullback. So, and I'm not going to pay inflated prices for him. But yeah, and then, you just run it back with whatever Newcastle fits. Like, I think Darlow is fine. I didn't even look. Is it Newcastle at home? It's Newcastle at home. I like Darlow. Newcastle is a different team at home. Why do you think Palace beats Wolves tomorrow? Because Wolves isn't that good. That's probably why, Chad. Wolves just isn't that good. Like, Nuno can't even decide on a system right now. So I just don't think that they're the same team we saw last year. So yeah, I mean, Palace can show up with results. Yeah, I think that answers the question. Like, I think that's the game. I'm going to go into it, but I think that's the game that nobody plays. Like, with the exception of if you don't see like Eze or you don't see Townsend, like, I don't see anybody going, oh, I'm going to take this. I'm going to pay, what is it, 7,600 for Eze over, finding another City piece. I don't see it happening. Like, I'm going to go over. Like, I'm hoping by the end of this, I talk myself off of so much Fulham. Like, I made my holder and I have too much Fulham. No Zaha. So like Zaha to me is always GBP. Like it was different when they played like more of a 4-3-3, right? And he got to be wide, draw fouls, take guys on. But he drifts in those positions now, but he just doesn't have the same floor he used to have, and he's priced up. So Zaha GBP, anything else? Couple more people jump out. Any other questions? Shoot over here, because then if not, I'm gonna do like a 5 to 7 or 8 minute rant, and then answer questions probably for the end. Hope you guys like this. So like I think for these Saturday EPL slates, like I always struggle Fridays of like finding time to do it. Hence why you always see like the car videos, and then I'm scrambling home and trying to upload it. So I'm probably just gonna do this from now on. This is like the time my wife's tucking the kid into bed. So this time works out good if it does well. So just while I wait, I'm gonna pull up odds real quick and pull up the pricing just so I have it. Sitting here rooting for Pascal Siakam to actually show up for my NBA lineups. Switch to like 100% Siakam, so hopefully that goes well. All right, got the odds up, getting this, and then we're just going to start ranting about this slate. For the people that are watching this on replay going like, is this guy just going to sit here and do nothing? Fast forward. It's my best advice. All right, I'm almost there, and we're just going to get going. So as you can see by the cover, 3-game slate, fantastic time to finally get all the lineups at once, right? And we get a Manchester City, what are they, minus 800 versus the rejuvenated Sheffield United team that just beat Manchester United. But they have no. It's not a good spot for them against City at all. This City squad, even without De Bruyne, is just so good right now. They're so dominant in possession. The defensive, for anybody that thought they overpaid for Ruben Diaz, here you go. And John Stones made reemergence. I think it was somebody in our Discord chat just saying, I don't remember what site it was, but said World Cup star Jesse Lingard signs for West Ham. West Ham. In reality, you remember at that World Cup, John Stones was ridiculous. I think he scored 3 goals in the group stage, 2 versus who did they play? I think it was Panama. And I'm sitting here with Ashley Young, like the last time I probably ever played Ashley Young, because he had half the corners and freaking is like 400 more than John Stones. John Stones gets 2 goals. That World Cup was something else. But yeah, so City, I have City Roulette on the cover of this because it's going to be all about how, like, your City pieces. Like, City pieces are going to decide the slate. So I'll just start out and say this. There's one misprice on the slate that if he is in, I just do not see any routes around, which is Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus, like, I don't do goal scoring odds. Like, I've talked about this ad nauseum, but goal scoring odds to me are a public number. And when I say that, I mean, like, they're not actually like how the percentage chance of the guy scoring a goal. They're what they gauge the public thinks the guy's chance of scoring the goal is. And so then they got to inflate that number to make it profitable for them, right? So that's why you see like Robert Lewandowski in some Bundesliga slates is minus 400 to score, and it's minus like 150 to score 2 goals. It's a number to get action. It's not a number to like decide your DFS lineups on it. Like I get questions all the time that say like, Gini Wijnaldum is plus 120 to score for Liverpool. Do you like him? Like, I don't care about the plus 120. Like, that's just a bullshit number that, pardon my French, but that's just a bullcrap number that they threw out there to try to get action. I don't know who would ever put plus 120 in Gini Wijnaldum, but I mean, you get it. So, but that said, sub 7K for a City piece, when you look at the City forwards and you've got Sterling at 9,800, Mahrez at 9,500, and then you got Gabi Jesus, who would likely be centrally located at 6,800. He didn't play midweek or didn't start midweek, so I think there's a really good chance that he starts. So Gabi Jesus is like the guy that straight away, if he's in, I just plug and play. 6,800, like, people say he sucks and stuff like that, but his Angry Gator, yeah, well, whatever. Look at the hair. I mean, I wanted beer. Somehow we got rosé wine or something like that. Whatever, it works. But yeah. So Gabi Jesus would be like the first man on my line, and then the second one, despite Phil Foden sucking midweek, like he got subbed at I think minute 55. I want to say he had like 9 or 10 floor points, so he didn't suck. But Phil Foden's the second guy in your lineup, and then I think third guy in your lineup is João Cancelo. I was talking with Storm before I came on, make sure I just like didn't miss anything on my research, and Storm was joking with me. He's like, so if João Cancelo is on the left, does that change anything for you? And here's the reality. Are we playing João Cancelo because we expect him to get 10 crosses? No. We're not paying for 10 crosses from João Cancelo. This isn't Juve Cancelo. I'm trying to think of who was on before Juve. I think it was Inter. Don't hold me to it. Somebody in Serie A. But we're not paying for that. We're paying for all the shot created. Like, we're paying for the advanced position he gets in. He takes shots. We saw him score. Sets guys up. So, if he's on the left or right, I don't think it really matters to me. I like João Cancelo enough. So, like, that's the first 3 in my lineup is Jesus, Foden, Cancelo. Then I think what happens from there is you just decide on what you're going to do at second forward and decide the slate. So, do you go Sterling? Do you go Mahrez? If Bernardo Silva's in, do you go Bernardo? If Bernardo's in that like midfield 3, I don't think I'm that big of a fan. Like, and this is how you know for sure he's in the 3. So if you count the forwards, like, so you see Foden, you see Jesus, you see Mahrez, or you see some version of I blanked. Sterling. Count the number. Bernardo's not going to be there. Bernardo has no problem playing like that midfield 3 and playing kind of a deeper role. So if that's the case, I'm not that interested. I think a guy that I'm really interested in that's overpriced, yet I'm still interested, is Adamel Lookman. Just been so good for Fulham for a while now. Randomly, he'll take a corner. He's playing like this like false 9 type of role for them. Just getting a lot of shots off. I played him versus United to catch up and cash games. I think I actually got there because of him. But yeah, I think Lookman's good. And then Caballero, Robinson's back for Fulham. So I think, we didn't see Joe Bryan over the weekend, but I think that more than likely we see Caballero back on set duty for Fulham. So what's his price? Let's look. Caballero is 6,600, so $1,500 discount. Lookman. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Or if you see Bobby Reed playing wingback, I don't think so. I think it should be Lookman and then Tete on the right. But 4,500 is fine for him. Yeah, so I let me just kind of go on Fulham. So I think I've talked enough about City, right? So any City piece that you think is good, then play. I'm not going to play Gundogan for 8,600. Like, get out of here. But any other City piece except for Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker, I just enjoy making fun of too much and making fun of like what he's doing when he's on the bench and stuff like that. So I can't play Kyle Walker because I have to have reserve my right to make fun of him. But yeah, any other City pieces in play. Let's just look at the other games. So let me just do Wolves Crystal Palace. I mentioned this before we started. That's the game that I don't think anybody's really going to be on. Pedro Neto would be like a guy I would love, except for they priced him above City guys. So despite a good floor, I think John Moutinho comes back in the side, gives Neto split sets. I still think he's fine, but I just can't pay the price for him. Yeah, and then Ruben Neves' prices got out of control. He'll probably still score because he's Ruben Neves, but where is he at? Yeah, 5,900. I mean, it's fair. It's just tough. And then the fullbacks for Wolves suck. Outnori is fine, I guess. But, what are they? 51 and 5,000. No thanks. Outnori's not even in. So it'll probably be Saiz. Look, watch what Wolves does, because Neto can play that left wing back if they go that system. So just count your center backs. But Saiz at 3,700 wouldn't be bad at all. Crystal Palace, just look. If all of a sudden you don't see if you don't see one of Eze or Townsend, then I really think that there's a good chance that I might play one of them in cash, overpriced for like Sterling, that type of guy. So I think a Townsend, Eze or Cavallero is fine for a second forward from a cash perspective. They might not just have a ton of upside. That's enough from that game. West Brom. Only thing to just be interesting, just watch the set takers. Snodgrass is in. We saw Pereira get back on some sets. I think he's a little expensive this late. But look, West Brom has to have this circled. Like, even Big Sam has to go, like, we need a win here. This is a game that we have to win versus Fulham. Fulham is just, I didn't even look at their fixture congestion, but it's insane. So they're worth tired legs. So I think there's a really good chance that West Brom is a little less defensive than normal. That game could actually be weirdly open. I don't know. I say that and I kind of want to take it back. I really don't know. But there's some interesting pieces. Pereira's fine. Obviously, Pereira's the class of Fulham. Outside chance we see Matty Phillips come back in as like a wingback. I think it's like 3,200. The other player I have to say there, I love Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Storm mentioned to me, I think it's like 2 or 3 straight games that Ruben Loftus-Cheek should have scored, like had a golden opportunity, and it was like cleared off the line or blocked or something like that. So he's getting in good positions, good talent. He's like 3,400, so I really like Loftus-Cheek. Okay. I think that I kind of covered a slate overview. So let's just do some questions. I have like 8 more minutes. So let's do some questions. Let's see. Do you think Palace beats Wolves tomorrow? I answered that one. I don't know, but I think Palace has a good chance. West Brom giving up lots of goals at home. West Brom just sucks, dude. Jason, like, West Brom just isn't that good. But like I could see them opening up a little bit. Here's the thing. Fulham can kind of struggle to score. It'd be interesting. Just watch the Fulham lineup. Like, depending on if Parker wants to be aggressive, maybe he brings in like Mitrovic or something and changes up that formation. Again, they're just in huge fixture congestion. So I think a lot will be, but like, I think that Ruben Loftus-Cheek is my favorite Fulham. I will say this. Tete and Robinson I really like too, because West Brom is going to give up crosses. Fulham's playing that wingback system. Robinson's been great. He's now been setting for 3 games, so bring him back in. What's a good strategy for GPP, Thomas? Get the goals. Make a perfect lineup. Maybe give me a little more description, but I mean, reality of GPP is like, if City is going to be super chalk, you find a way to differentiate City pieces, right, and make your lineup unique. Or you decide and go like, all right, City only wins this game 1-0. I'm going to take Gabby Jesus. I'm going to take Ederson. I'm going to take one other guy, and I'm going to get the goal somewhere else. Like, that would make you different. Greenwood, maybe a sneaky. Did we jump different slates? Which Greenwood are we talking about? Because this 3-game slate, I'm staring at it. There's no Manchester United. So is there a Greenwood that I don't know? I know like every soccer player in the EPL. So there's somebody I'm missing, Chad. Any value defenders? So Saiz, if he starts at left back, 3,700. That's interesting. Let me look. I've only built like prelim lineups, so I'm kind of like weirdly unprepared. But I mean, I know these teams enough. Kind of sucks they finally priced up the Man City defenders. Remember, like we got like Diaz for 2,900. That was silly. No, I don't think there's a lot that I like. Like I normally don't mind Chris Basham because he gets forward and crosses a little bit, but I wouldn't expect it here versus City. Aymeric Laporte, I'll tell you that, like he could get a spot start, 2,500. Like if you have Aymeric Laporte in for 2,500, he's a lock and load. Jason, I don't know if that answered your question. So there's not really anything in there that I can see right now. But just be watching. Like I don't mind on these type of roulette slates of just punting off a defender. Like I'm not that interested in Stevens or Baldock if they're in. Mitchell 4,000 is fine. Joe Bryan if in at 4,400 would almost be like a lock for me. Robinson 4,700. I know those aren't values, but that's where I'd go. In tournaments, does it always make sense to punt goalkeeper? No. Matthew, I would argue that in cash more often than not, it makes sense to punt goalkeeper. I would say this about goalie. I'm trying to think this out. We've discussed goalie in our FSI Discord so much. So like Ramsdale will not be owned tomorrow because everybody is stacking City. So Ramsdale won't be owned. So if you immediately want to be contrarian in tournaments, you play for the Norwich City game last year, right? Norwich beat City. It was like 3-2, right? Shock of the league probably last season. So you play for a result like that, or hope even 1-0. But so, tomorrow Johnstone is likely to be super high owned. Giata will be high owned. And then I think Patricio. I think those are your three highest owned goalkeepers. And then you're going to have the contingent that plays Ederson. I just don't know if you have the salary to play Ederson. Again, Jason, like I do like Basham. I just don't see Sheffield having the ball. It's really hard for a back three. Like, Sheffield does like this weird thing where, sometimes the wing back will tuck in. So Basham almost always plays on the right. So Baldock will tuck in and Basham will overlap him. And that's where he gets his crosses. I just can't see it versus City. Maybe they're down 4-0 and they're just like, let's get a goal to not feel so bad about ourselves. But that's probably it. Any other questions over there while I'm just trying to I've got 4 more minutes. I will ask anything. If you guys watched that showdown thing I legitimately gave you guys the lineup that I, did very well off of. I think the only thing I didn't say to you guys was I said, you choose Mane or you choose Salah. And I chose Mane. I thought Mane had more floor than Salah. It was funny. My thinking was completely wrong. I X'd out the FA Cup because I was out on showings and I did not even watch the game. And somebody in our Discord was like, why'd you play Mane over Salah? And I'm like, Salah's just been in such terrible form. Rumors are he wants out of the club, stuff like that. And they're like, terrible form. Like he scored 2 goals on the weekend. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot completely about that. So sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Good. I'm looking at my NBA lineup. Stanley Johnson starts over Aaron Baines. I was scared to death when I saw Stanley Johnson. Don't start over Terrence Davis. I have 100% Terrence Davis right now. So that would have been bad. Just got another question coming from chat. Does DraftKings only have 3 games on the slate tomorrow? FanDuel has 5. Because FanDuel likes to F with you. And FanDuel will always put all the games on there. DraftKings, this was another talk on our Discord. I think DraftKings got it spot on. Put the 3 games that all start at the same time. Have it be a 2-hour slate. Try to pay out before the next game start. Then you get all the equity of people that are now going to take the money, go to Showdown. And you got 2 bigger showdowns. FanDuel, it should have been 3 games and maybe like a 2-game late or 2 single games. But yeah, it's DraftKings has 3 games. They did it right. FanDuel screwed up yet again because that's what FanDuel does and put all 5 games. So now on FanDuel, you have to decide who's going to play. I even looked at the last 2 games. Don't ask if you want to put the matchup. I can tell you just a quick overview of the matchup, but I don't even know who's playing the last 2 games. I think Arsenal's playing. I don't remember who's playing at 3. Storm's going to do interleague for me, so I haven't even looked. Let's see. Let me see if there's any other tidbits I can give you guys on the slate. Just trying to look here. Sorry. This is invigorating YouTube television as I look. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just like leave in the stats for GPP. Crystal Palace and Wolves goes way under owned tomorrow. I think more people are going to do what like I ended up doing, which is actually gravitating towards some West Brom and Fulham pieces because of the pricing structure. So if you just want to be different, if you pick the side, if either one of Fulham or Crystal Palace scores 2 or 3 goals tomorrow, you're going to win a ton of money. So that would be like my completely GPP off the wall contrarian. But I'm going to have 3 or 4 City and Classic. Probably going to have some sort of punt if there's an advanced punt for any of the teams. Probably Giata or Johnstone at goalie. Go from there. All right. How do I join the Discord? I've been hearing you talk about. So look at the details. I always have the link. You can do FSI obviously I'm an owner of FSI, but $3 gives you a full day, or you can do $10 for a week. I think the week is the best way to try it out. We cover every single slate. So it's 9:00. I think there's a Mexican League Soccer that I'll be covering here in like 40 minutes. But yeah, we draw out the formations. We tell you who's going to play for cash, who's on sets for every game. Then we give you a core. So for EPL Classic, the core is 3 players to build around. This is going to be like cash and optimal lineups. We give you a choice of your 4th player, and we answer questions until lock. And we do that for Showdown, it's 3 players. And FanDuel, it's 3 plus an option. So, we give you half the lineup. And we're there to help. And it's a cool Discord, man. We have like, I think our Discord 70 or 80 right now, somewhere around there, maybe less, maybe more. Probably have like 20 or 30 guys that have now been there for almost probably since this YouTube channel started. It's just a really cool community. I encourage you to try it out. Yeah. Let's see. Does that answer your question, Sean? Just look in the link. Make sure you follow the instructions when you Discord. There's a automated bot that adds you to the room. So just make sure you follow the instructions, and it's easy. All right, last call. Questions 9:01. I was going to end at 9, but I haven't drank. So let me drink this fine wine. Cool. Let's see. I got a couple more. I'm going to answer these last couple questions. If anybody puts it, is there a yearly price for Discord? So Angelo, no, there isn't, because honestly, like, this is just me being real. I think I do a good job of keeping it real with you guys. There's no good way to price it. Like, I used to price it just for the EPL season, and honestly, it was for the amount of soccer we'd cover, it probably just wasn't good. So I have a 2-month special. I think 2 months is $50 or $60. We're going to be raising the prices soon. But we're going to have something, if you've joined beforehand, that you get locked into this pricing. So there's a 2-month special for $50, which is awesome. Like, legitimately, every single soccer slate on DraftKings and FanDuel, I cover, I'm on there for like 80% of them. Storm covers another bit. Eventually we get closer to 50-50 just to free up my schedule a little bit. And yeah, from there. Ever played baseball before? Do you have any primers to help me keep my head? Oh, I can't understand it, Matt. I might be have had too many glasses of wine. You're complimenting. Thank you. I didn't know if you were asking for primers. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I hope so. I literally do my best to just tell you guys how it is. I try not to hide anything. But obviously, when lineups come out, stuff changes. So that's where, if you're in our Discord, you get all the changes. Would you be crazy to play Saiz and Tete over Robinson and Cancelo? Well, that salary doesn't add up completely. I mean, Robinson and Cancelo, to me, just looks 100 times better. Saiz has more upside because he's really, really active on set pieces. So if I play Saiz, I'd be really tempted to play Pedro Neto or João Moutinho just for the correlation. Because I think that's contrarian route to go. All right, cool. Guys, that's it. So without further ado, thank you all so much for watching. Keith, a.k.a. Guy 231, and a couple of guys in Discord said you better end it the right way. So see ya.